Hello, everyone. I'm trying something new with this whole YouTube thing, and I want to highlight an anime that isn't the best, but was pretty intriguing to me. Um, I'm thinking about calling this like Silver Changes or Silver Change. Um, this like B-listed animes, stuff that's not over popular or something like that. Just like smaller, underrated shows. Because not everyone talks about, you know, or some people might look at a show with a poor rating and just assume that it's bad. I know I had that problem in the past, and that's led to me underrating a few shows that aren't that bad. So with this one, I wanted to highlight the Red Ranger becomes the adventurer as another world in another world. And I recently completed this show with only 12 episodes. I would say the pros of this show are um, I really like the animation. I thought a couple of the characters were pretty good. Uh, the transformations and the weapons I also did like. Um, the humor was decent for me. I know it's not for all. Some people said it was corny, it was lame. I thought that was part of the humor, but it's fine. But I just really like the humor for myself personally. Um, the main character, Red, I did like him as a character, but I'll get into some of the flaws I saw with him. But overall, I liked following his story and just him being optimistic about everything. It's awesome. Um, Yud- I do pronounce it. Yudra, the mage girl. She was also a cool character. Um, I felt like she didn't have too many tropey personality things. There was a few, but I just liked the way she was implemented into the story. Um, Obviously, the appearance is sexy as shit. But anyway, yeah, the pros for me, I like this a lot more than some other people did. I'll get into the cons in a second, but the characters for so far with Red, uh, Yidra, and the two that were later introduced, I think, in the third episode, Lotier and then the princess. Um, I think those four characters were good enough, and I felt like they carried some weight throughout certain episodes and made it pretty entertaining to watch. So there is one thing. Maybe I'll just get into the cons right now. The cons for the this show are I would say the writing. The writing is to me it's just too rushed. I wish the author just took his time with the show. Um, just highlighted a few details instead of just rushing into stuff. Um, there's a few times when I felt like we should have just like paused and just like reflected, but I guess not. It would have been helpful for some character development as well, because it just seems like um, other characters are a little bit one-dimensional sometimes. So I think it still shows enough to where you see a different side, and but it would just been nice if they just took their time with this. Um, what else did I have written? Uh, yeah, for Red, I think Red is a bit too generous or this like overly nice. I think it was a little bit annoying that like something he's over optimistic about didn't really cost him too much. Like if you're gonna have this character be super optimistic, or have like a cost in the end. Um, but didn't see that as much. So hopefully explore more of that in the future. This like character flaws and such and such. I think there was a thing with the brother. Well, not brother, but like his friend that he ended up staying with. Um, they ended up living together because of Red's parents dying and stuff like that. So with that, I just wanted to see more of that, and then especially in the future episodes or the future second season, which I hope to see more of. Um, a lot of people from the MHA website or app, some of the reviews said that Logi, oh, it's Logi. I had it. They said that Logi's annoying and he's just overprotective. It's a bad trope. He doesn't, he's not very compromising, and that was a kind of an annoyance at times that I wish that they just kind of chilled out on. He was a bit egregious with him just spouting stuff and being angry about little things. The joke is funny at first, maybe, but then when it keeps happening over and over and over, then it gets overused and it's kind of annoying in certain plot points. So that was one thing that I wish the author kind of just was a little bit more creative with certain characters in certain roles and not just have it be stereotypes or tropes. And then the princess being also being extremely generous. Um, sort of just I've seen this archetype before where the princess is just overly nice, doesn't mind anyone making mistakes or anything. Just like it reminds me of the princess in Attack on Titan almost, where there's just too. I don't know. I just wish that there was more to her character than just like extremely nice. Just for my sake. And yeah, I just said the pacing was a bit off, and vice versa. The relation stuff as well. That was one thing I did like between Red and I keep fucking up her name. I didn't have her Japanese name written down. Yidra. Those two together, I think are pretty fun. I like following them. Um, I wish Yidra was had more of a role in. Um, she had more of a role in the show. Kind of seems like she got pushed to the side, as I saw some reviews said, and I did notice that she didn't really had a forefront in things, but with the way the story's set up, I think she will be in front a little bit more and be a much more prone to the integral to the plot, if that makes sense. Um, Aside from that, I am trying to read the manga, and so far, I'm liking it so far. Um, I think the art is really good, just like the posing, the shading, um, just like the detail. Uh, I think the designs are good. There's times when it does look a little bit weird, especially when Red is like screaming. But I think for the most part, the vehicles as well, they look very detailed. The perspective's good, and everything else is extremely well drawn. It's a very good looking manga so far. The dialogue's pretty simple. It's not anything to like write home about. Like I said earlier, the writing's not the best. It's pretty formulaic. Um, and which is why probably a lot of people overlook this show. Um, I'm not going to overrate this show. I think towards the end, as a whole, I probably put this show at like around a 6. I think best case scenario is like a 7, but I think I lean more towards 6. And I'll probably have my ranking for how I feel about each show. I'll probably show that just to get a better idea of how I think. Um, 6 to me is like there's one aspect of an anime or show that's keeping me locked in, and I feel like with this show there might be an exception with like the action, the transformations, Red, and then the relationship between those two. But you know, so maybe I might lean towards a 7, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I think that's really it. Um, I'll try to maybe I'll add some more manga shots because I do feel like the art is really good. Um, the author is looking for donations since that's why the reason there hasn't been a lot of updates with his work in the manga. I think the last time he updated it was like a year ago. So I would like to see it continued. I'll try to catch up to where the anime ended, and then see how where it goes from there. Um, I think this anime has something, and hopefully the author does keep going. I'll try to buy a manga piece probably in the future in Japanese so I can study the stuff. It's in Furigana. So with that being said, I'll probably have another video out soon, but this was fun, and hopefully people enjoy the commentary. It will get better when I get more comfortable, but that's all that needs to be said, and hope you have a good rest of the day. Bye!